Coach Wilson, in his first year as the head football coach of the Morgan State Bears football team, went 4-7. Now, if you don't know, and I'm sure many of you already know, from the time when Coach Wilson was over at Bowie State University, he came in there and got things rolling in a manner in which he was able to get those athletes into the program that was able to put Bowie State in a position where they were able to get out there and start making a serious run at winning championships in the CIAA. Now he's over to Meac, and guess what? He's not looking to do anything short than what he was able to do previously at his previous stop over at Bowie State, in which they were able to get, they were able to be in contention to win championships for consecutive years. But you know what? In order for you to do that, you got to have the monsters out there in the field. And you know what? Coach Wilson found him a dominant monster that's going to be out there on the defensive side of the ball, looking to stir up some things against opposing teams' offenses when they try to run plays against those Morgan State Bears this upcoming season. We're going to get into it right now. You know it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in the free and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on in this thing and get straight to it. Because I know you're like, Coach, who you got? Who you talking about this time? Well, check this out. Well, Coach Wilson was announced as the Morgan State Bears head football coach in June 2022 and left many wondering exactly what could he produce as far as a team coming out there to compete in the Meac last season. The reason why I said it because remember, Tyrone Wheatley, he left abruptly and decided he's going to go coach over with the Denver Broncos, in which, that's a whole nother story right there. My Broncos is trash this year, but we'll talk about that another time. But I'll say this. Looking at what Coach Wilson and the Morgan State football coaching staff was able to do with those athletes last season, they were able to get out there and make some strides as far as with, Coach Wilson teaching the athletes exactly the rich history of Morgan State as far as how they were dominating in the Meac, dominated as far as with football, period. Getting out there on the field and being competitive year in and year out. And, just letting them know, hey, listen, there is no quit. There's always fight. You got to get up. Sometimes you get knocked down. You got to get your behind back up and get to swinging a little bit harder than what you were swinging before. To let that opponent know, hey, listen, you come in here thinking you're going to get an easy win. You can forget that because it ain't happening like that today. You're going to earn it, just like I got to earn it on the other side. But I tell you this, looking at what Coach Sewell's defense was able to do for the Morgan State Bears, compared from 2021 when Tyrone Wheatley was the head coach to 2022, let me break something down for you right here. In one season, the defensive coordinator Sewell was able to get the Bears yard per attempt rushing down from 4.4 to 3.4. Per pass attempt went from 8.17 yards per attempt to 6.36 yards per attempt. Now, hey, you got to give Coach, I give Coach a round of applause on that, as well as those athletes over there at Morgan State University. But you got to make some changes. You got to make a couple of tweaks because you already know every year your opponents is always going to try to figure out exactly where that chink in the armor is. And guess what? Coach said, nah, y'all not going to try and play us like that. We're about to go ahead and get these athletes in here to let y'all know when you step out there on the field against the Morgan State Bears, we're going to give you that work. And you know what? They found a young man that's 6'5", and I believe this young man wingspan is like 7'2". The young man that I'm talking about is none other than Central Connecticut State University transfer Noah Washington. Noah Washington played 34 games while at Central Connecticut State University, in which he had 71 tackles, 3 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 4 pass breakups. Now, Washington's ability to play that defensive end position, he's able to set that edge so beautifully. I mean, a running back decides he wants to cut back and go around him, he's standing there to whereas he's going to force you to go inside. Not only that, but when he comes up the field, as he's watching that running back make that break to go up into the line of scrimmage, he's scraping evenly down. He's flattening out, coming down that line of scrimmage to make sure he's able to meet that running back before he gets beyond the offensive line of scrimmage, which is a beautiful thing. This young man here, like I said, his technique is on point whoever's been coaching this young man definitely has been showing him the necessary things that he needs to do to get out there on the field and be successful at playing that position. Not only that, you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I know a couple of folks gonna get mad when I say it, but he kind of reminds me of JPP over at Tampa Bay Buccaneers as far as his ability, his length for him to just ride plays down into that interior line, in which he's able to stop that running back before that running back gets to break out at least 5 yards down the field. When you sitting there thinking like, man, there's a gaping hole right there. Well, guess what? 9 times out of 10, you saw JPP do what? He's there to make that tackle to keep that running back from getting those big yards. And that's something that you're watching Mr. Washington do as well. This young man is, like I said, he's a beast out there on the field. And trust you me, Coach Sewell is going to make sure he has that young man in the proper position as far as what he needs to do. This young man, like I said, you can drop him back in the coverage. You can have him do all type of different things out there on the field as far as, him being elusive to get back there and just disrupt offense. Wilson over at Morgan State University is looking to put something together in which they're getting ready to go ahead and make a run. A lot of folks right now have North Carolina Central as them repeating next season to meet whoever comes out of the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl. Well, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I think Coach Wilson and that coaching staff over there at Morgan State, I think they have some different plans in which they're trying to spoil some of these people who are already putting out who they think is going to repeat in the Meac. He's letting people know right now, y'all better pay attention to what we got going on, because guess what? We can get them out the transfer portal as well as bring them in from high school, coach them up, they ready to go, and we're going to continue to keep getting out here and compete at a high level. So I'm going to tell you right now, this young man is definitely going to cause some problems, and he's going to definitely cause some problems to opposing teams' offenses. So you guys get ready to see exactly how things go down with that Bears defense in the Meac next season. But you know what? Congratulations, North Washington, on committing to Morgan State University, and look forward to seeing you and your Bears teammates get out there and do some great things next season. But until next time, be the one and lead.